Hi there, this is Debbie. I wanted to show this Technique Mini that I made. I discovered YouTube a few months ago, and the first woman that I ran across on YouTube was Marion Smith from Piece of Craft, and also Roseanne from Roxy Car One, and Yolanda from Yoli Bean, and Arlene from Butterfly and Kisses. And this is dedicated to a lot of techniques that I learned from you guys. And you guys are great. You give up so much of your time to pass along ideas and techniques. And I wanted to thank you for that. Thank you for inspiring me. And here I have a Tim Holtz grunge key. And I grunged it up with some black paint and added some ribbons, and I have a bead charm here that I made because once in a while I do some beading. And here is a dove that I use glimmer mist on, and I put a little bling for the eye. Here's some bling flourish that I took apart and put down on the front of the album. And this is a technique that I learned from Marion. I put down black paint, and then I use UD and my heating gun and embossed it, and it ended up building up with a lot of the UD, and it looks like snow or ice on top of that. It looks really cool. And the key opener, keyhole. This says Inspire, and this is the same technique that I use in the front with the black ink and the UD. And here I use Tim Holtz stencil and stamped this down with black ink and embossed it. And here the glossy, I don't know if you can see it, shiny embossing powder when it dried. And on this side I used white picket fence, and I put this down on a piece of cardboard that I cut out in the same shape as the other pages. And this crackle paint, you can see it crackled up on the cardboard, and then I distressed it down here with some walnut stain. On this piece of paper I used the crackle paint, and then I stamped on it, and I put down some black embossing powder and embossed it. So that came out really cool. And I think I even put a little Mod Podge on top of that. And here are my tags for doing some journaling. Butterflies on that one. On this one, I took a Tim Holtz stamp and stamped this down and embossed it with clear embossing powder. And my flower has a little bit of sickles on it and a little bling. And this tag also for journaling on. On this side, this piece of paper I put down, I took an emery board and I started going back and forth until it created the lines of the cardboard. And you can journal on those lines or just leave it as a distress page. This looks really cool in a layout. And this is just an acetate piece of flourish that I put down with some stickles. On this side I have some lace down that you could put a picture in or your tags, and a butterfly here, pretty butterfly, and some Prima little flowers with some bling in them. And this is a tag that I just put some stickles on it. And this is, I love quotes, and I had sent a quote recently to Yoli Bean. I'll be reading that one when we get to the back of the book. But this says, "This life is a test. It is only a test. Had it been an actual life, you would have received further instructions on where to go and what to do." Author unknown. Isn't that funny? I laughed so much when I first read that. And this is another tag for journaling. And this I stamped, and it says Roots, and I put some stickles on that. On this page I put down magic mesh This is a lot of fun to work with. It comes in a lot of different colors, and it's great to use to add texture to your pages and on scrapbooking layouts. And this is another piece of lace with a little butterfly and a flower with a little bling. On this page I made a tag holder, or you could put pictures in there. And this I took made holes on each side of the paper with a hole punch, and then just took the ribbon and laced it up on that page. And this tag I just embossed with some black embossing powder, and I made this flower with a decorative corner punch and put down a pearl. I love working with pearls. Okay, and this is a really nice quote too. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. Ralph Emerson, 1802 to 1882. That's the one that I sent to Yoli Bean. I love that one. Okay, on here is another Marion's tag holder, and I embossed this, and I put down, stamped on here some lines for journaling and a little Prima flower. On this side I took the negative of a flourish and I stamped here, and on this flower I put down green and white paint and made it look all grungy on that one. And on here I just made holes through the chipboard and weaved the ribbon in and out. On this side you can see where I just left the knot on the bottom there. And then I just weaved this in and out and put some flowers in between and put a pin in here. That was my mom's. And made a little pocket there so you could put tags. And here I have, I stamped chandelier on both sides. This is fun too on a layout, to punch holes through your layout and weave your ribbon through. If you haven't done that, that's a lot of fun. It looks pretty. Here I have an envelope that you can open up here, store pictures in here or tags in here, and I added a ribbon on that. Here, this is just to put a picture on. Here I have a piece of chipboard that I've stamped down a flourish with some stickles. And this I got from you guys out there, acetate. I didn't know anything about it. I love working with it. This says memories, and I put a little bling, and I put a butterfly on each side. This is Marion's pocket holder for holding tags or pictures. It says Dream. And I have D for Debbie, my little tag, and a flower on this side. And then here I also have one of Marion's tag holders, and here I embellished and I put a flourish with some ink on it. And this says, nothing can bring you peace but yourself. Isn't that true? And this has some journaling spots on it. This is corner pocket holders for a picture, and a butterfly here that I just inked up. This is another little tag with a stamp from Tim Holtz. And on this side I put life, and I embossed that and put a mirror down and a little flower. And this back page is made out of cardboard also, that I put the picket fence down and then I grunched it up with some green ink. And another tag that I put some beads on, some flowers. And this says, listen to your heart, which I truly believe in. And these flowers are just circles that I bunched up and made a little flower out of it. And this is just from paper that you can put your tags in. And then the back that I just put paper on, and I use Mod Podge on it to keep it down nice. So thank you, ladies, for inspiring me, and